I'm Gary Noble. I've been involved with ArtSound for about 15 years now. I ran into a friend one day and said, "What are you doing with yourself?" And she said, "Oh, I'm involved with ArtSound." I said, "What's ArtSound?" She said, "Oh, we're only over in Curtin. Why don't you drop in and see?" And that's 15 years ago.
It was in the early days of community stereo public radio, before it actually became ArtSound. And I was at the gym one day and I saw Kathy, who I've known for a number of years, but we'd lost contact. And I said to her, "Kathy, what are you doing these days?" And she said, "Oh, I'm at community radio, CSPR." And I said, "What? What's that?" Anyway, she said, "Look, I'm going there this afternoon and why don't you come along and have a look?"
ArtSound is as I said, it was a great place to explore musical genres that you may never have thought to explore, and just it's a really welcoming organisation to get involved with, and they're open to so many possibilities.
People here are so open for new things, and I think just like if you have something really good to show, I think people here are really interested to know about it. So that's, I think, this most beautiful thing about ArtSound.
I've been very impressed that ArtSound has a commitment to excellence which suits me very well. I try very hard. I try to make it a personal radio experience, such as I've heard a number of our colleagues talk about the person in the room with you, and that's the person to whom I address my production. Love it.
People here are really open to learn, to know about new and good stuff. So that's why I think it's going to be a really good place to start.
And it really is a great family environment here, and we all enjoy it, and it's a creative outlet which you can mix in with whatever else you do in your life.
The acceptance of many of the professional people around ArtSound of me and of what I think I can offer, and then the remarks that they make to me after I do what I think is a good job and they think it was too.
The importance of communicating with people, particularly communicating ideas and thoughts, it just can't be overestimated. It's a wonderful thing to be able to spread the word, if you like, about what's happening in Canberra, to be able to give a forum to artists.
One of the things that I really like about being on radio is the exposure to such a diverse range of musical genres, and genres that I would never have ever thought to explore. And one of those genres in particular is world music, and I find that I've learnt so much about music from all over the world from being a presenter on ArtSound.
And the other thing is that we play such an eclectic range of music. We have a wonderful range, and people who perhaps don't ever listen to, say, world music or classical music or folk are exposed to it, and often then through that become attuned to it and sort of find that they quite like it. And so their musical tastes are expanded, and I think that's great.
We have a fantastic library, and sometimes when we're doing shows I'll just go in and randomly pull things off the shelf and listen to them and find all kinds of people I've never heard of.
The people that know about ArtSound really love it. Most people that know about it listen to it constantly. They have it on their car radios. ArtSound's their station of choice.
Entertains the community. We give, in fact, I can remember quite a few years ago, maybe we'd just moved ArtSound here to Manuka. I had a phone call from a lady, and she said, she said, "You've saved my life." And I was just absolutely taken aback by that. And I said, "How have we helped you? How have we saved your life?" And she said, "Just by talking to me, by making me feel as I'm a person sitting in the studio with you." And it's made me feel very special.
One of the big advantages for me that I've told people about in coming into ArtSound and joining ArtSound was that I made a complete new circle of friends that I would never have met if I hadn't come to ArtSound, and really, really interesting people, musicians and poets and authors and painters and all sorts of arts people, like really talented people.
We try to encourage people from all interests to get involved, both in terms of being an arts participant or practitioner, but also lots of other things like committee work and administrative work and helping out with the music library and a lot of behind-the-scenes things. Being on air is a bit like an iceberg. You've got the presenter sitting up there above the water and all of these other people helping down below, and that's what I think is the great team effort of ArtSound, and particularly because we're all here as volunteers, so nobody's doing it because they have to do it.
People here are so nice, are so like, come on, let's enjoy, and I feel comfortable now to do it. That's why I'm trying to learn a little bit more, and who knows, one day.
But I found that the course that ArtSound provides is not only relevant but necessary to be able to do a decent job, and in my aim, a really good job for ArtSound.
I have more motivation, I think, to be here, you know, like, well, I have the radio to go, and I think makes me more like part of the society, you know. This is really great, really, really great. To wake up and say, well, I have something to do today. I have to go to ArtSound. This is really nice and, yeah, good.
12 years later, we're still here, we're still loving it and really enjoying ourselves.